Okay, example 2. Find all the zeros of the function. Very similar to that last one. Don't see anything obvious that will factor. Let's jump right to our calculator. So let's go graph this. Remember, we're looking for a nice zero. So x cubed minus 5x squared. And I hope you're doing this on your own calculator, whatever device you're using that you're going to be comfortable using on our unit exams, final exam, right? Make sure you feel comfortable doing this. It's one thing to watch me do it, but we learn by doing. Okay, make sure I plug that in correctly. And let's just jump right to our table. -3 is a 0, and you can look around there. You can go look at the graph if you want. That's the only real 0. So x equals -3 from graph. And I hope you're feeling really good about what comes next. Synthetic division, right? So let's go to synthetic division. We're going to divide that -3 out of there. So 1, -5, -7, 51. Just listing the coefficients, remember. Bring that first one down. Multiply and add. Do it again. And we get that remainder 0. We better, right? Because we knew that was a 0. If we don't get remainder 0 here, we need to back up a little bit, see maybe we got a sign wrong or something. Okay, x squared minus 8x plus 17. That's why we did that. That's the quadratic that's left behind. Okay, we want to solve that quadratic. Again, this one sets up really nicely to complete the square. You could use quadratic formula if you're more into that. Again, I think it's nice because coefficient out here is 1. It's an even term in the middle, so it sets up really, really nicely. I like completing the square. It simplifies automatically compared to quadratic formula. So x squared minus 8x plus something. Let's subtract that 17 over. What goes in the box make a nice perfect square? Well, half of 8 is 4. Square it is 16. So let's add 16 to both sides. So x minus 4 squared, right, factored into a nice perfect square, minus because of the minus, equals -1. Square root both sides. X minus 4 equals plus or minus I, right, square root of -1. And so x is 4 plus or minus I. We add that 4 over. And, of course, we had that -3 from when we first started. There are the zeros for that function. Sorry, I was off the screen there a little bit. So 4 plus or minus I and -3. There are the zeros. Very similar process to what we've done before.